Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Dark Angel's Journey. And I'm gonna forego the video because I'm looking a little scraggly today, so don't judge me. But I'm just adding this to a bit of a my back testing playlist. So I'm trying to see, how I could have traded a lot of that sideways movement that was happening with Bitcoin. So if you like this type of content, feel free to please do subscribe and hit the notification bell for every time I come in here and try to showcase how this stuff works. All right. So happy Sunday. Hope everybody's enjoying what day is it anyway? August 28th. Oh, holy wow. What is the rush, right? Anyway, okay, so let's see. So, after that epic drop on the 19th, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I didn't touch that. But, we started this sideways move-ish stuff. So I've pushed the replay button back a bit. And I was playing with some other stuff up here. Back testing some stuff, setting up some gameplay areas. And I'll do another video about that later. But I've run this play along and I'm like, there was this channel that I had marked out for that sideways up and down move for scalping and things like that. So I thought I'd roll in here and take a quick gander at it, right? So we have this break here that's going up, right? And what I'm gonna do is since we have this little channel, I'm gonna do this to basically create what I'm gonna call my premium and discount zones, right? And this is on the 1 hour chart. So when it's in the premium zone, I'm going to want to take shorts. And when it's in the discount zone, I'm going to want to take longs, right? But I'm going to draw it out because I want to know when I'm in it. And the way this thing is playing out, and it's squeezing, right? It's squeezed. So most likely I would just be taking shorts from this zone, right? So let's zoom in a little bit and see what we're looking at here. And I'm outside, so it's a little crazy for me to see, a little hard for me to see the premium zones, but whatever. Okay, so we've seen this juicy break, and what I'm expecting is it to come back down into this zone here actually, sorry, I'm waiting for it to hit back into come back up. So I don't know if I'm saying this right. So here's the red candle. Let's call this the order block. And I might have said that wrong because the break, it needs to come back up. So to take a long, sorry guys. It always confuses me when I'm going in the opposite direction, right? So this is order block 1 hour. What else do we have in confluence over here, right? So there was a juicy looking imbalance here, but they've eaten that up already, so no muss, no fuss. So what I'm thinking here is maybe if price shoots back up into the hits up here and then comes back down to this space, maybe I can take a long from down here back up into this space if there's an imbalance that's still left. And there appears to be a tiny one here. It's a nice little juicy little imbalance as a potential. It might eat it before I even get to it, but let's mark it off anyway just to see. And let's let this play out for a bit, right? And alright, so hold on a second, right? So we're in the discount zone where I want to take a long, but we're outside of the channel because I'm taking it from this low right here to this high. So that break occurred, it's come back down into what is essentially or the area where we would take some sort of a long, right? So seeing that, let's open up the lower time frame, let's say 5 minutes, right? And see if we can find, now that we're in our discount zone, see if we can find another break that we can work off of to enter into a long here. So Sometimes it's hard for me to decide where the break actually occurred. So let me go down. Let's change it to like a 2 minute time zone. Let's see if we can see something a little bit more clearly. That's much better. Cool. So wherever order block area here, we've got an imbalance up here for it to come fill. So we've got a nice juicy looking break about here. It's not the best, but it did close above it, so it's a potential, right? Sorry, let me rename that. I guess that doesn't, I don't have something saved for that, so let's change that up. Let's just call this a break, and in this case it will be for us to go long, right? Is what I'm thinking for this break. It's not the most juiciest break, but it is a break. So, and what caused it? So let's figure out where our entry zone is. So looks like this red candle is our best bet for an entry. So let's set that as our entry zone, and it's not 5 minutes, but we can change that. So this is 2 minutes entry zone. And the other thing that's in confluence here is that we have an uneaten imbalance up here. So if we're thinking it's going to come back into the channel, and let's set that as an imbalance. And in all honesty, it's really hard to like keep writing all these things in here, but let's see how this would have worked. So let's flip this to a long position, and let's say since we have this juicy imbalance right here, and we have a bit of a overlap between the imbalance and our entry zone, so let's say we want to enter about here into a long, right? And let me see if I can move this up a little bit. Let's adjust our stop loss. Oops, come on. All right, let's adjust our stop loss below this low here. Usually I try and do about 1%, but we're on the 2 minutes, so let's just do a more technical one and put it just a bit below this thing. I'm 62% on that. And then now we're aiming for inside the channel for a juicy imbalance somewhere. So been trying to see if we can come back up. Ooh, there's a nice imbalance up here, closer to the top of the channel. And before we do anything about that, let's just zoom out a little bit and check to see what we're doing, right? So here's our premium zone. So I'm not going to be too crazy since it's a small trade, 62%. I want to 1 to almost 1 to 2 almost ratio between the two. Let me delete this note here because this is this is for a different back test, so we can move it out the way. Alright, so we're entering into our premium zone, which is what we want from the discount zone. And let's see how this puppy will work, right? Let's push this out. And I have an imbalance up here marked out in the premium zone. So let's plop it up a little above that space and see how that would have worked. Alright, so let's press play. Now it's interesting because setting a stop loss is always a bit of a pain because I always worry I'm going to get stopped out. So I'm currently testing it to see how well it would work. So let's see. This stop loss is kind of short, and I'm betting that this is a bit of a false break down here. So who knows? I think I would have been biting my nails in this whole thing. But the good thing is it hasn't actually hit anywhere near my stop loss area. Now if I was being a little less so I was looking for anything else juicy here, I would wait for it to come into a space where we see this high here. We've done a high, it's making another higher high. That would make me feel more comfortable to move my stop loss into profit now. Oh my god, look at that. Wow. This whole gameplay area thing is kind of nice. All right, so then having seen this juicy move right here, I would move my stop loss into profit over this high right here in case it like rolls back. But here's the thing, right? We've gotten super close to where I want to get this profit, but I'm seeing a bit of a weakness here, right? So if we take a pause, we're seeing like it's hit this other trend line and it's found some resistance at it, right? So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, and I can't remember why I did this trend line. We can zoom out in a second and double check that. But, we see this big pull up, which is nice. And, once I start to see this, like this reversal hit that, and then another reversal, and then I'm seeing this lower high here. Now I'm thinking it's time to like get out of this trade, right? So let's say I would have done that because I'm just trying to figure out what I would do, right? So I'm seeing this pullback, and honestly, I might have, having seen that there's this higher high here, there's this imbalance, they've already plopped into it, at most, I think I would have pulled my stop loss into profit above this higher high right here and then just let it play out because at least I know I'm gonna get some stuff. And what's kind of funny is that there's an imbalance right here, which is kind of dangerous too because it can come back down to eat this imbalance. So let's say I did that. Let's say I put my stop loss here. Let's just mark it off. And let's see, do I have a thing? Yeah. So let's say I set my stop loss here, and I'm still waiting to have my take profit in this imbalance area. So let's let it play out and see what happens. Right? Because now we're making these lower highs, and woo, looks like another lower high. That would have made me super nervous, and I might have just taken my profits because I don't trust it, right? And this one's yeah, so it's coiling back down. So seeing that kind of traffic on the 2 minutes would make me feel like I'm about to get stopped out. So I might have just taken my profits up here and just been done with it. But let's say I was crazy and just let it play out. But, seeing the change in trend, that's like an obvious hell no. Wait for it to come back down and make another space for you to come back up again to take longs in this zone because we're still, and let me pull the higher time frame. It's so hard for me to see out when I'm sitting outside. Let's pull back here. So actually, let me roll back out to the 1 hour so I can oh, it's the bigger channel. Sorry guys. Yeah, so we had that let me come back out. So the white line, right? So we had this upward moving channel on the daily that we've been tracking for a while. So that's what the white line is. I couldn't remember. And then it made this, and we're still playing this out, but it started this new smaller channel, this smaller bearish channel, which I felt like was going to fall down once it squeezed all the way to the end here, and it did, which was woo, great. But anyway, but we're looking at, I'm just come in here, so we're looking at our discount zone or premium zone here, which is where we're taking the longs into, and I just want to pull it over. Hold on, I think I have to do it from down here, right? I just want to pull it over, so make sure I keep my lines right so we can know when we're in our discount zone and when we're in the premium zone. So far, let's go back to our 2 minutes. So far, I think my take profit was a little aggressive, right? Because on the 2 minutes, you can see what looks like a couple of swing failures here. Also good to check to the left and see what's juicy. There was a stop loss. There was a nice little 2 minute imbalance here to be eaten. So, my thinking about this was a little skewed, I think. I was trying to be a little greedy. So I think, the better choice would have been to put my take profit at this imbalance here, and that would have been good. Because, look how giant that was, right? So that's the thing about that's the thing I'm trying to understand, because look at how the price action worked instead. You know, it had a higher high here, then it made another one, then it started doing higher high, higher higher, then it did a lower high here, which is my first indicator that maybe it's the trend is reversing on this lower time frame. But I'm in my premium zone, so this is a good place for me to take profit anywhere. So anywhere above the 0.5 space on the Gann box. Sorry guys, I should have mentioned I'm using the Gann box to specify my premium and discount zones in this case, right? But I mean, it would have been a nice little thing on, like, say, what's that, a 1.68% on, I'm using 3x, so 1.68% times 3 in profit if I'd planned for this space right here. And that's pretty good. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna pause here because I know these can get a little long, so I'll do, like, one-to-one back testing, I guess, videos like this to just kind of see how the trade setup would have worked in, like, a sideways market like this that we saw while it was squeezing. It's really great for scalpers, if you're going from the premium zone where you could have been shorting, or if you're going from the discount zone where you could be longing it back up to the premium zone. Please take a look at Meet Kaplan's price action course, because I'm literally learning all this stuff from his free stuff. So I'll continue to put links in for his trading for each of these vids, but it's really fascinating stuff, right? Anyway, if you like these semi-quick, I don't even know how quick this is gonna be, vids, put a comment in, put your thoughts in on these trade setups, and let me know what you're thinking as well, and things that you would have tried as well in the comments. That'd be great. I'll respond to those. And again, thanks again for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you. All right, thanks YouTube fam. Enjoy this beautiful Sunday.